Yo, what's going on, everybody? Have I got an absolute banger for y'all today? I might have something that is going to allow me to start traveling, start adventuring, and I am so excited to show you guys. My ambulance content has been the focal point of everything on what I'm doing with this channel. I definitely have quite a bit of adventures planned for that thing, especially a lot of the work that is going to be getting done to it. I really want to get inside this ambulance as quick as possible, just so I can start adventuring and traveling as much as I'd like to. Well, before I can get there, I got to start being able to travel a little bit more, so I can start, priming myself to keep on getting out there every day. Well, anyway, got myself a little something to kind of bridge that gap that we're going to have to wait before I'm able to get into that ambulance full time. You're going to keep on seeing that ambulance almost every single video, so don't you worry about that. But this video, we're going to rock out something a little different, and I'm finally going to introduce you to my new vehicle. I have two vehicles now. The 1988 Ford F-350 ambulance body with the 7.3 IDI inside of it that we've already done extensive amount of work to it just to get it to this point. So the drivetrain is almost super healthy right now, so I'm excited about that. And what else do I have? I have this 05 Chevy Tahoe 4x4 LS package, and now check it out. Let's get into it. Pop the hood. Yeah, we're gonna need to try to restore this, and I also got to redo this clear coat. Wow, she'll clean up well, most definitely. All right, so first and foremost, don't know what's happening where there's no brake fluid in here. I'm gonna fill this up with some brake fluid. Don't really know where the problem is. I'm not gonna just start taking off random tires just to try to find the leak without there being some fluid in here. I know this thing hasn't been driven in some years, but that doesn't explain why there was no fluid in the reservoir. So that took a whole 32 ounce. It's just like a basic 32 ounce brake fluid, .3. So I'll work that around in there. I knew this was going to take about 32 ounces, but problem is I'm still going to have to add more because I'm going to need to bleed the brakes now. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, and you can already tell I'm going to need to take off this skirt, pop all these clips. I don't want to do too much because this thing feels fragile. But, we'll try to do what we can with the heat shield, but yeah, I need to do some rust repair on this. I think it's going to be salvageable for the moment. Now, it's just getting it running, which it already does quite beautifully, to be honest. Turns on, no problems. I mean, it's going to have a couple of coats pop up. That's okay. Service brake system, but it has less than 100,000 miles on it. It's got four-wheel drive, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. So you'll hear the whining. I just have to start pumping the brakes. And it also needs a massive cleaning. But yeah, needs a massive cleaning. But it's gonna look good. It's gonna look real good. Yeah, massive cleaning. It was free, and I'm infinitely thankful. A quarter. Spider webs. Juicy fruit. Juicy fruit. Yeah, so this thing is pretty awesome. Okay. I mean, we're getting some stiffness. Yeah, so those brakes are getting mighty tight. Okay. So, you hear that whine? That's because the power steering system is very, very low. And I think, look how much we went down so far on this. Just doing that. Yeah. So somewhere on the brake system, it has to be a massive leak. Just add a little bit more. Jeez. Louise, Papa Cheese, wow. That's almost like this thing has to be dumping out fluid somewhere. So I think I might have to get a couple more of these just to be safe. But I got my homemade bleeder bottle. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to get some power steering fluid to kind of get that taken care of. And then I'm going to work the wheels to the left or right for a little bit and then start worrying about pulling off these tires. Now I think if I got to do it right, I got to do the tire that is furthest away from the power steer or the master brake cylinder. So that means I got to do this bitch over here. Now, you see what I'm working with? So I got to pull this thing back to be able to access, like, being able to work on this. So I got to do some things. Let's get it going. But, I mean, it sounds great. I mean, it absolutely sounds great. It has 97,000 miles on it. So, I mean, I think we're going to be okay with... Oh, look at that. I haven't been able to get this thing open. Oh. Oh, okay. I have power steering fluid back here. Let's go ahead and get some of this in there. Oh, okay. That's everything right there. So it looks like the power steering pump has been having its issues, so I will be most likely replacing that, but that's like a $50 part. Hear that whine? And I even got a funnel here. Ugh. Yeah, look at it though. Thing's spacious. Go camping in this. I don't know how much I'm gonna need, but I know I need quite a bit. Let's get this going. Listen to that. That whine, instantly gone. You know, I probably put quite a bit in here, maybe a little bit too much, but to be honest, I think I'm going to need it. Okay. Now, that's good. Yeah, I feel like this engine's gonna clean up really nicely. I'm gonna polish the bitch. Just need some TLC. It's right up there. You can just take my word for it. It's right up there. Alright, so everything sounds pretty well. Get this out of the engine bay real quick. Now before, whenever I was cranking that steering wheel, it was giving like a super, it was absolutely crazy. So let's try to turn these left and right, see what we can do. Let's see. Oh yeah, from lock to lock, this thing's looking good. Those tires need to be replaced for sure. Yeah, but we're doing good. Now, what I need to do is, I'm probably going to pull the truck this way and then reposition it out a little bit because I need more space in that back area. So, and I know this back tire's flat, and we're just gonna do it anyway, right? Because we're in the middle of fixing it. I mean, it's just gotta take a little time. And I apologize, y'all. I absolutely do not have a tripod mount for this, so it's gonna be a lot of shaky footage. That's probably not supposed to be there. Okay. Oh yeah, all this stuff needs to be re-sanded down. I mean, it's a little rough, but I think I got to it just in the nick of time. Because there's a little bit of rust on the frame. There's an area that's going through, but that section is fine to sand down. And again, I'm not going to be using this vehicle as like a main thing, so I'm not making it like super beautiful, you know what I mean? But I will be putting like another clear coat and bricking this thing down and making it look all nice. That I will be doing. Got a little bit of rust in places, but I mean, drivetrain's fine. Listen to this thing purr. Now, I'm going to clean out the engine bay, engine cab. I'm going to prune and pull everything back, and I might just pull off those heads. I got a series of bolts right here that I got to take off. And this lifter pack is just sitting right on top of it. And then I'm going to do spark plugs and wires, but to be honest, they feel alright. I'm not going to mess with them too much. I know they can be finicky and snap, but hey, it's a Tahoe, baby. Yeah, I got a lot to clean in here. I mean, she's rusty. She's a little rusty, but
I'm going to get in here, sand it down in areas, and kind of clean it up before it starts to become a real problem. But it shouldn't be too bad. All in all, I think it's just because it's been kind of neglected for a little bit. Alright. I've been sitting here milling it over on what I want to do. Because obviously, I believe it's the connection from the hose that's causing this profuse brake bleed. But I honestly think that I want to replace the hoses, replace the calipers on the front end, just so there's no more issues. And then I think that will take care of the leak that we have with the brakes, which will be fine. What I am trying to figure out is what to do with this power steering. There's a leak somewhere in the system. I don't know where, and it's not really prominent right now because I can still turn from yoke to yoke and not have any real problems. However, being able to get it to not leak is apparently what they weren't able to do before because they had these sitting in the back. So this has been a problem. But that's okay. I'm going to find it and eliminate it. And thankfully, a lot of these fixes are cheap. I can go to the junkyard, pick up some stuff, and get most of this taken care of. I've been letting this engine run for, I want to say, a good 20 minutes. Just to kind of let it be awake and alive. You let those fluids kind of go in through there. Now I will say that monotonous sound from the power steering is gone. So we are making progress. The rear tire needs to be replaced. I was going to take down that spare that's down there, but I don't know if you can see. I took a quick gander at it and it was not what I expected. It is rusty. I should have expected that. Should have. And so now I have to figure out where I can put this because I don't necessarily feel comfortable trying to jack it back here with the type of jack that's back here, because the jack that's here is one of the bottle ones and we're on dirt and this vehicle's heavy, so I don't want to compromise and have this thing sinking on me. And now we have, you know, a sunk Chevy Tahoe back here. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out another jack situation, a heavy duty one that might require a visit to Harbor Freight because I'm gonna need one for the ambulance as well. And I need some green goo for that because I'm gonna salvage this tire just to move it out of the way. And I think this tire should hold some air. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but it should hold some air just to get the job going. Other than that, yeah, this thing doesn't need too much work. I mean, again, all in all, you know, a lot of you might be looking at this and saying, wow, there's a lot of work. Why are you going to do all that? Well, one, you know, this vehicle will be more practical to get back and forth to work instead of my ambulance. Also, where this is at right now, my ambulance is going to come here and I can actually do the work on it. So it makes sense. But this vehicle right here is going to allow me to go and start making a little bit more money while also allowing myself to start having some fun. It has 4-wheel drive on it. It's all in all in pretty, I mean, it's in drivable shape, right? Once I get the brakes and the power steering figured out and we clear the codes that are on the dash. But I mean, this thing is actually going to be pretty cool. So I'm really looking forward to getting this out on the road, getting this going back and forth to work. And yeah, I'm going to invest a little bit of money in here, but I'm going to junkyards. Now the hoses I'm going to buy new because they're like, what, $50 brand new. That's fine. I don't really see myself bleeding all of the brakes and everything until that's done anyway. I just need to know what the problem was and where it was at. And we used 64 ounces 64 ounces of fluid, brake fluid, to figure this out. So we did that. All in all, like, I've been listening to this vehicle for a while and it sounds great. Let me go back to the exhaust again, because this thing sounds absolutely incredible. Listen to that. And earlier I was having some water coming out of here, some vapors, but that's because there's been so much condensation built up in here. All that stuff's clearing out, so I think I got this thing just in time for it to get a really good clean, for me to knock off a lot of that surface rust, and for me to fix one of the rusty spots on the frame. But hey, it's a Tahoe, baby, and it's gonna look really good. It's gonna look really, really good. Yeah, definitely needs a clean. All right, let me start closing up shop. I think I'm done for the day. It's 11:40, and I gotta go to work tonight. We pulled it away from here. We should be able to pull it out, clean it up, hoping that for the time being I can move this flex. This flex needs a little bit of air in it, but that's okay. I'm hoping that I can switch them, you know, put this one back there, pull this one out. All right, let's turn her off. We're very close. Yeah, if I'm able to pull this out into the driveway, and then pull the flex back here, that's going to make it a lot easier to change the tire. It's going to be a lot easier to just get this thing cleaned up. I'll have to pull everything or some stuff out of the engine, which is perfectly fine. But yeah, it'll just be an easier surface to work on. So in the meantime, in the between time, we're going to call it. But yeah, this has been absolutely great, being able to kind of like check this thing out, being able to get into the trunk here finally. That was really good. This thing is going to clean up really well. It's going to take me just like, you know, a couple of months just to make it look a lot better, but we'll see. I don't think it should take too much. Like, it could take a weekend, to be honest, but like, I'm not trying to make it look amazing. This thing is solely just to get from A to B safely so I can make more money. So hey, it's a process. And I also most likely take this fin off, because this is still nice, but also I'm gonna sand all this stuff down, get some JB Weld, fill this thing through Bondo, sand it down, paint it. I gotta get some window filler so those chips can be filled in. But all in all, it's actually in really awesome condition. So this is a blessing. I'm very thankful.
Future Michael here. Thanks so much for spending the time with us today, looking at the Tahoe. It was absolutely perfect, and a great candidate for something for me to get into that's going to be safe and incredible to use on a daily basis. And yeah, we've made quite a bit of progress on it so far. And these next couple of weeks, you're going to see a lot of videos coming out based on that before we get back into the ambulance. But don't get worried. We're still going to be seeing the ambulance coming up very soon. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. And as you can see, it's not back here anymore. We've definitely made a lot of progress on the Tahoe so far. So I'm excited to keep on bringing you guys some solid content. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed the content that you've watched today, please go ahead, drop a like, leave a comment, hit subscribe, and spend some time with me getting into adventuring every single day. Let's rock it out with each other. It's your boy Mike. I hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.